Joined by once again Ambassador Anil Wadhwa, the former senior diplomat. Ambassador Wadhwa, when we talk about India's support and unequivocal support to the Global South is also reciprocating the same, and the voice against terrorism standing beside India in their voice on terrorism and pushing them to, just stay strong with the global agenda. How do you see this latest development between India and Fiji and their stance against terrorism?
In the future means that we are actually concentrating ourselves on what we can do to lead progress.
Ambassador Wadhwa, are you getting my voice?
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir. I'm asking that when we talk about India's unequivocal support to the Global South is also reciprocating the same. And India's stand on terrorism was echoed by the Fijian Prime Minister and the entire delegation as well. And they also released a press statement during Operation Sindoor, is what we heard from the Secretary as well. How do you see this growing support of the Global South for India, especially on terrorism ground?
So I think, as you said rightly, the Global South is responding to the fact that, we have taken a series of steps over the years for cooperation, giving them the importance that they deserve, and also stepping up on our cooperation bilaterally and also in multilateral fora with countries of the Global South. Now, as far as countries of the Pacific are concerned, they have some specific concerns about climate change and climate-related mitigation, which India has stepped up to and has done its best to support them in this endeavor. So when it comes to important world issues like cross-border terrorism or counter-terrorism, Fiji realizes that this is a threat to world peace and security. So in multilateral fora and of course bilaterally, they have continuously given us their full support. And I think the response in general from the Global South to these issues of concern which are of international concern has been very, very positive.
And also, as announced, Fiji is all set to join the Indo-Pacific Oceans of India. Tell us the importance of that and how does that strengthen India's Mahasagar vision?
So I think, this is one more in a series of cooperative steps that Fiji has taken to come together with India and its initiatives. And International Solar Alliance and, of course, the disaster management issues are very much close to the heart of Fiji, which they had already joined. But now coming together with India in the Indian Ocean Pacific Initiative, there is a certain amount of synergy there because India has pegged its initiative on 7 pillars of related to the maritime aspects, which also includes maritime cooperation. And Fiji seems to think that this will be a big gain for Fiji if it cooperates with India on this initiative. It is an important hub for India in the Pacific, as we've just heard from the press conference. And going forward, Fiji can become an important key partner, I would say, in the Pacific in this endeavor of India in terms of taking forward its aims for Mahasagar.
And also, when we talk about the soft power, there is a very deep connect between India and Fiji when we come to the cultural ties and the people-to-people connection that has been emphasized not only in the press statement but also in the statement by the Secretary of South as well in Ministry of External Affairs briefing. How do you see the growing relationship, you being very closely observant of the Fiji culture there?
Yeah, so I think it's very important that Fiji finds partners like India in the cybersecurity field because the real partners of Fiji, besides Australia and New Zealand in that part of the world, have been quite few and far between. And then you have the growing threat of a Chinese presence in that part of the oceans. And in terms of the freedom of navigation, Fiji sees itself as a country which becomes vulnerable to outside presence. And therefore, for it to cooperate with India is very important in this respect. And I'm sure that the center that India has proposed today in Fiji will go a long way in alleviating these concerns in Fiji.
And lastly, how do you see the growing relationship between India and Fiji and how is it going to be received by the rest of the world?
So I think the Indian-Fiji relations have been growing quite steadily over the past 2-3 decades, I would say. Except for that brief lull that we had in our relationship between 1990 and 1999 due to political issues and rumblings within the Fijian politics, this relationship has grown from strength to strength. I think countries of the region generally perceive this as a very positive relationship, a stabilizing factor in this part of the world. And so I think this will be welcomed, in fact, by like-minded countries who want to see Fiji and the Pacific Island states in general develop, in a steady manner going forward.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Vada, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective with the expert analysis on India and Fiji's growing bilateral ties and the latest developments.